Good morning. It's Wednesday, May 20th, and this is your devotional video for today. First thing, before we get started with our devotions, and if you want to, go ahead and get your Bible. It's Psalm 138, 1 through 5. But we are going to be having that's right, we're having a test. That's what we call it. Test in science today. And so there will be no science video, no need to. You probably noticed yesterday that there was no history video because we have that history test. And so make sure you do that practice test. If you didn't do it yesterday, you should have it. There are a good number of questions on there, but it'd be helpful for you to know those questions. So, all right. So first, Psalm 138. And so Psalm 138 in verses 1 through. Let me go back. I get to 138 first. 138 and then 1 through 5. It says, "A Psalm of David. I will praise thee with my whole heart. Before the gods will I sing praise unto thee. I will worship toward thy holy temple, and praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth. For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name. In the day when I cried, thou answerest me, and strengthenest me with strength in my soul. All the kings of the earth shall praise thee, O Lord, when they hear the words of thy mouth. Yea, they shall sing in the ways of the Lord, for great is the glory of the Lord." This is called What's in the Well. "I'll pray," said Aaron as the family sat down for dinner. He bowed his head and thanked the Lord for the food. Then, looking up, he groaned, "I hate broccoli, and I don't like chicken fixed that way." But because he knew how to eat some, he took a little, because he had to eat some, he took a little from each dish. "The weather is way too hot," he complained between bites. His father frowned. "Aaron, do you suppose God heard your prayer tonight?" he asked. "Well, sure," replied Aaron confidently. Dad helped himself to the chicken. "And did he hear your grumbling too?" Aaron looked down at his plate. "Yes," he admitted. "Then which did God believe?" asked Dad. Not waiting for a reply, he went on. "After dinner, we're going out to the old well." Once at the well, Aaron asked, "Are we going to water the garden?" He knew the water in the old well wasn't fit to drink, but sometimes they use it on plants. Dad shook his head. "Let down the bucket and haul up some drinking water for yourself," he said. Aaron looked surprised. "The water in this well's no good," he protested. "True, the water in this well is no good," agreed Dad, "but you'll drink the water in your bucket." Aaron made a face. "If the water in the well isn't good, the water in the bucket won't be good either," he said. Dad nodded. "That's true," he agreed. "What's in the well will come up in the bucket." Reminds me of the words of Jesus when he said, "Whatever's in your heart determines what you say." Aaron, I've noticed that you thank God when you're asked to pray, but then you gripe about many of the good things God has given you. If you ask me, those complaining words of yours must come out of a very unthankful heart. Aaron drew up the bucket and looked at the garbage that was floating in it. If that represented the condition of his heart, he knew he'd better see what he could do to change it. You know, a lot of times in our sin, the one thing that we try to do is we try to fix things ourselves. And the truth is that with our sin itself, there's really no way to fix it ourselves. We really need God to fix it. And the only first step in doing that is to admit to God that we need to fix it. We are so desperate sometimes to cover our sin. We're so desperate to not let other people see it that we're willing to do anything to keep it from being out there. We really need to be careful with that. In our lives, in our world that we live in, there's so many people out there who need to see Jesus Christ, but they need to see somebody who has a real relationship with him. Would you consider yourself to be a person that others would look at and say, "Wow, there's something different about them. They're not like all the other kids that are my age. They're not like all the other people that are my age. They're different. There's something that makes them me want to find out what's different about them. I want what they have because what they have is much better and much different than what I have." Is that something that God sees in your life? If it is, that is wonderful that that's the case. But remember, God knows us, and to just say it is one thing, but to actually be that way and to do it is completely different. I pray that that's what you are, that you are that person that people look to and find spiritual maturity in there for your age that would go beyond everybody else, that you think about others first and not yourself, that you are more concerned about doing right by God rather than just doing the things that please your flesh and please what you want, which is your flesh, by the way. And so we really need to make sure that we are living in a way that is pleasing to God, that we can look at God and say, God, you know that I have my integrity. Remember, Job said, I have my integrity. I know the person that Abraham went to and lied to and said that Sarah was his sister and not his wife. That person said, Lord, in my integrity I did this. And God said, I know you did it in your integrity. That's why I've kept you from sinning. But can we do that in our integrity? Can we say, boy, I've been honest with my parents about how I've done my work. I've been honest with my parents about what I've been watching and doing during the day when I should be doing things that they want me to do, whether it's my homework or chores or anything like that. Boy, no, I haven't gone on those places on YouTube or wherever it is on my phone because my mom and dad told me not to, and I want to obey them. Is that how your life is lived? I hope so. And I'm not just going to limit it to those things. There are several things that we can look at in our lives. I just don't know what they are. I just know that in my life, there are many, many areas that I know that God can improve and wants to improve. And it's up to me to allow him to do that in order to have that effect so that others can see Christ in me. Well, I hope that's an encouragement to you, and I hope that you will take that to heart, and we'll see you next time. Bye.